So, for those of you who want to see an example, I've put together a little tutorial video for how to draw out the carbon cycle. I'm going to start by showing you my final product. So here it is. I fully blame the other Miss Smith because she's on vacation this week while I'm recording these videos in advance. And because she doesn't want to try to stream something while the rest of us are on Zoom chats and meetings and what have you, she's been making her way through our DVD collection of the Harry Potter movies. So, may I present for your enjoyment the carbon cycle at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And just as a note, because I have done this one, I want you to pick something else. Be creative with this, as creative as you want, but don't do what I've already done. Now, how did I get there from here? Well, I find it easiest to start with photosynthesis. And to do photosynthesis, we're going to need a plant. And a plant by itself isn't going to do the trick. We're also going to need an energy source. So let's get the sun in there. There we go. So now we can say that that plant is going to take energy from the sun and convert it into sugar. I made a typo in there through photosynthesis. And from there, it's straightforward enough to add in an animal. In this case, I'm going to pick a mouse that consumes something from that plant, probably seeds, and converts that sugar into energy using cellular respiration. Now, that mouse is going to use energy. Specifically, it's going to run from the Forbidden Forest where it's been snacking into Hogwarts Castle, where, unfortunately, it is going to be consumed by an owl in the owlery. Now, both the mouse and the owl, when they are consuming that sugar to make energy, are releasing carbon dioxide through respiration, which is going to return back into the air as free carbon dioxide. And that free carbon dioxide, of course, is now available to get reabsorbed by plants and used to make more sugar, closing the loop there. I've added in just a few more scenery details here. And while I've got that going on, let's take a quick peek at the requirements for this assignment. So far, I've got photosynthesis, I've got cellular respiration, I've got digestion, and I've got metabolism. I still need to work in decomposition. I still need to work in burning or combustion, diffusion, and one of the choice processes, weathering and erosion, the rock cycle, fossil fuel formation, or some other idea. I also want to make sure before I'm done that I'm closing all of my loops, that I'm showing that this really is a cycle, that carbon doesn't just stop somewhere. So every process that I've got has to feed back into the other processes in some way. So let's fit decomposition in there. And since I've got a forest, I might as well have a tree that is knocked over, dies, and begins to decompose, releasing its carbon into the soil. And that gives me an opportunity to work in my choice. In this case, I'm going to do erosion. So, soil along the lake shore gets pulled into the lake and dissolved in the lake water. And conveniently, I can work diffusion in there too, because now I've got this soil dissolved in the water, which is going to free the carbon dioxide that was in that soil to move around through the water through diffusion. So now I've got combustion left over. And since I've got Hogwarts Castle, I know it's heated by fire in fireplaces. So we're going to have trees in the forest that are chopped down for fuel. And then we're going to show those trees getting brought up to the castle and burned for heat. Now, at this point, this is very nearly complete. But I noticed that there's a dead end that I haven't tied off yet, which is the CO2 in the lake. So I've got to tie that up somehow. Fortunately, that's easy enough as CO2 diffuses through the lake water. Any that comes up to the surface can diffuse from the lake into the air, returning to the cycle. And that's brought me back to my final product. So now decide for yourself what you want to do for your carbon cycle. You can have a theme like mine. You certainly don't have to. But if you want to have some fun with it, go ahead and just show me what you know. Show me what you've learned. Have fun.